my friends, and welcome to Functional Yoga with Maggie for Aging Well. Today we're going to have a nice little stretch, really targeting the hip flexors and the quads for a good old stretch, but also building up a little bit of strength. So when you're ready, take a seat. I always start seated on a block, and never more so than today when I'm looking to bring, I'll start that little stretch, dropping the hips, knees below the hips. And we're going to begin, as we begin every practice, with a little bit of breath work, just engaging with the breath. So lift those shoulders up, back and down. Sit up nice and tall and start to take some big deep breaths in through the nose, down into the belly, and then releasing nice and long and slow. So when we breathe nice and deeply and that little bit slower, we're sending a message to our body, to our nervous system, that all is good. We're in a safe place, we can relax, and we can start to bring some awareness to our body and see how we feel today, what our energy levels are like, how we're feeling emotionally, and also positivity. I'm in the UK and it's very grey and wet and rainy today. But let's leave that aside. Just big breaths in and exhale that lovely slow release, letting the breath exhale through the nose. And you can almost feel the magic starting to happen. So breathing in, a couple more big breaths. And exhale, releasing. One more time, nice big breath in. And release. And we're going to start to bring a little bit of movement in line, so stretching up into fingertips. And then drawing the hands down into your heart center. And again, big stretch out. Really stretching right into the tips of the fingers. And releasing down and stretching out. Let's join together up at the top. Bring the palms together. Big inhale and then ever so gently fold to the right. Coming back up to center. Big inhale and exhale to the left. Doesn't that feel good? Drawing yourself back up. Let's just draw those hands down. Ease the shoulders off. We're going to go for a little twist, just bringing left hand to right knee, turning to the side. And then round to the opposite side. And then drawing yourself back to centre. Lovely, let's just stretch those legs out. Give them a little jiggle. And just starting with the feet, draw the toes to the nose and then pointing away. And draw the toes to the nose and pointing away. Try and sit nice and tall, a little bit of core engagement. Toes are lifted, easing the arms up. Usually feel the quads kicking in. Draw the hands either side of the legs, just as place them wherever works for you. Big breath into the breastbone, softening forward for that lovely stretch through the lumbar spine. And then easing yourself back up. So we're going to do a few little cat-cow stretches. Seated, something slightly different. Bring your feet together, so we've created a diamond. So it's a little bit, heels are further away than our Baddha Konasana. Send those arms up, stretch up into fingertips, and a big draw down into our cactus arms. One more time, let's draw up. Feel as if you're pulling down, engaging through the shoulders. Ease the elbows back, feel the shoulder blades coming together. Take a big inhale. What we're going to do, we're going to exhale, we're going to draw the forearms together, and you're going to ease back on your tailbone as far as you can. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, drawing down. Again, inhale, open, let the belly hang out. as you exhale, pull back with the abdominals, easing back on the tailbone. One more time, because that feels so nice. Inhale. And exhale, drawing down. Inhale, coming back to center. Let's ease those arms up. Go a little flexion through the spine again. Gently folding to the right. Coming back up to center. Reaching up. There's a little more space in the body as we fold over to the left. Coming back to center and drawing the hands down. We're going to send those legs out again. Sit up nice and tall in your staff pose. And we're just going to try lifting one leg at a time. Lift those kneecaps. If you can, hands off the ground. If you need a little bit of support, just place the hands in line with the hips. There's always options with yoga. The important thing is you work with your body. Nice thing about being online is you've got nobody else to distract you. Really nice. Let's bend those knees. I'm going to hop off my block. Just pop it to the side because that'll be coming into play later. Hands by your side. I'm going to drop the knees. Nice little stretch. And coming back to centre. We're going to ease ourselves over and we're going to come into child's pose. This is one of my 5-a-day stretches. I have 5 that I strongly advocate, and I'll point them out as we go along. So bring the toes together, knees apart, ease yourself back, lengthening along the mat. It's a lovely stretch through the spine, the hips, the thighs, the ankles. Big breath up into the back ribs, and then exhale. Easing back down. Let's do this a couple more times. Big breath in. And release. And one more time. Nice big breath. Let the body lift. And then soften back down into your mat. And we're going to walk the hands back, drawing yourself up into box. Just a little tip, make sure in box position that you actually are allowing space for the whole spine, so don't shorten it. Make sure the knees are under the hips, hands under the shoulders. And because we want to keep mobilising the spine, we'll do a few more cat-cow stretches. So take a nice big inhale, feel as though you're pressing the ground away with your hands. And as you exhale, scoop the hips forward, eyes to the knees. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale one more time. So nice big inhale. I always think of it as pushing, like pushing a door away with your hands, a heavy door. And then as you exhale out, we're going to scoop the hips forward and you're going to walk your hands back. And we're going to come up into a very modified camel pose. So just take the hands, that fleshy bit at the back of the hips, we've all got one. Press the hips forward. You might want to drop the head back, up to you, a little bit of an upper back bending. And then ease yourself forwards, coming back onto all fours. We're going to untuck those toes. I always say, move the body however you feel it needs to be moved. I'm having a little bit of a hip swing here. And I'm going to extend my right foot back behind me, pressing into the ball of the foot, really engaging through the core. Another little cue. Imagine someone's about to thump you in the belly. What would you do? You'd pull back, wouldn't you? So that's how you should feel in this position. We're going to float that right heel. We'll do a few little toe taps. So drop and lift, drop and lift, drop and lift. The leg needs to go no higher than the hip. A couple more times. And then with the foot lifted, flex the knees. You want to feel as though the foot will be pressing up into the ceiling. I'm going to do some little pulses. So just press that foot up. Oh my goodness, I can feel my glutes kicking in, hip flexors. Couple more. And then extend that leg out. Big breath in. I'm going to draw the knee to the nose, round up through the spine, release that leg out behind you. Rounding up, knee to nose. I think I said spine, didn't I? I meant knee to nose. And then rounding up. You're going to bring that foot all the way forward between the hands. And if you feel you have to help it along with your hand, don't worry. Inhale, lifting up, let the hips come forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and hold. And I'm going to bring an option in. Allow yourself to come forward so you come off the kneecap onto that fleshy bit. We've got lots of fleshy bits. And then maybe send the left hand round to find the foot. Maybe send the right hand round. If that feels a tad too much today, just keep the leg on the ground. Your body, your practice. And then easing the arms up, I'm going to lower the legs slowly, send the hips back, draw the hands down, try to resist the urge to move that foot forward. Let's think the movement is coming from the pelvis. Now either staying here, I want to take a little bit further, how about dropping back that left sit bone onto the left heel and a slightly deeper fold over the right leg. And then when you're ready, a little bit of glute work, up we come. Lift the arms up. We're going to frame the right foot, tuck the toes of the left, lift the knee, and stepping back into plank. And just holding in plank. Feel as though you're pressing into the balls of the feet and pressing the ground away with your hands. And then we're going to lower all the way down onto the mat. Put my blocks out of the way. Hands under the shoulders. Lift the shoulders up. Rotate them back. Squeezing the elbows in. Easing up into cobra. Remember in cobra, you do have a bend in the arm. It's not an upward facing dog. We are activating triceps. And then easing yourself back up to come back into box position. So opposite side, we're going to send that left foot back behind us. Press into the ball of the foot, get that lovely stretch through the leg first. Brace the core. Float that leg. Do a few little taps. So just literally lift and tap. Lift and tap. Lift and tap. I think I'm saying it the wrong way around, aren't I? And with that leg lifted, we're going to bend the knee and little pulses up to the ceiling. Try to keep the knee so it comes no lower than the hip. And then extend that leg out behind you. Inhale, draw the knee to the nose and releasing out. Draw the knee to the nose. And release. We're going to bring that left foot forward between the hands, round up. If you need to bring the hand to the foot, then do. And we're going to rise up into a low lunge, let the hips come forward. Inhale and exhale, releasing. Inhale and release. Okay, this is your option. Come off the right knee to the kneecap to lift the right foot up to the buttock, and then you could send the right hand round to find the foot. See how that feels? Maybe send the left hand round, pushing the foot into the hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to release and release, and I'm slowly going to lower that leg. Send the hips back. Fold over the left leg. Take a breath. And then if you wish, you can drop that right sit bone down onto the right heel. Take that stretch a little bit deeper. And we're going to ease ourselves up. So glute comes in, Up we come. Frame the left foot with your hands, tuck the toes of the right, stepping back into plank. Take a breath or two in plank. Bring a little option in. We could do some tapping. We could float right. We could float left. Float right. Float left. One more time either side. And then easing yourself down onto your mat. Hands are under the shoulders come up and back, easing into your cobra. Take a breath in cobra. And then easing back down. I'm going to press through the hands, coming into box. Tuck those toes under. And easing up into your downward dog. First downward dog of the day always feels the hardest. So maybe just gently pedaling through, pressing the ground away. Nice strong arms, strong hands. Let the head hang. Maybe come onto the balls of the feet, a little bend in the knees. And then releasing back into your downward dog. Remember to engage through the core. And when you're ready, you're going to float that right leg into a three-legged downward dog. We're going to draw the knee to the nose, weight is in the hands, and releasing back up. Draw the knee to the nose, and release. Right, well done. I'm going to bring that right foot forward between my hands. So round up through the spine, create the space, plant the right foot, and we're going to ease ourselves up. High lunge. And maybe just easing yourself in and out. Let's try cactusing the arms. Maybe go for a little dip onto that left, down towards, left knee towards the ground. And then rising back up. Draw the hands down, frame the right foot, step yourself back into your plank. We could do a little bit more tapping here. So option to lift one leg at a time. And then easing back into your downward dog. Breathing through, big breath into the back ribs. Send the chest towards the thighs. And we're going to float the left leg into a three-legged downward dog. Draw the left knee to the nose. And releasing back up. Draw the left knee to the nose. And releasing back up. We're going to bring that left foot forward between the hands. Now, for a little bit more stability, try to press into the ball of the right foot, rising up, high lunge. And again, just ease yourself in and out. And then maybe holding. You could try cactusing the arms. And we could go for that little dip on the right knee. See how that feels? It's a big stretch, that one. Easing back up, draw the hands down, stepping back into plank, and plank into downward dog. And then I'm going to come onto the balls of my feet, and I'm going to walk feet to hands. I'm going to turn to face you, and just allow the upper body to hang, loose arms, loose head. You could try bringing your hands to the opposite elbows. A little bit of weight, extending or lengthening the spine. Good stretch for the glutes. You could try putting a little micro bend in the knees. See how that feels. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees a little bit deeper. And then slowly ease yourself up to come to standing on your mat, stretching up into fingertips and drawing your hands down into your heart center. Well done. So we're going to do a little standing sequence now. So come to stand at the front of your mat. Lift those shoulders up, back and down, coming into Tadasana. I'm just going to reach back a little bit, you can see me. So lift the kneecaps, squeeze the glutes, pull in the belly, and extend the arms down. So maybe imagine you've got really heavy shopping bags hanging off your fingers. So it's an active arm. And then breathe, take a few nice big breaths in. And release. Well done. Draw the hands to your heart center. So we're going to send the weight into the right leg. And you're going to lift the left knee in line with the left hip. Keep the foot flexed. So kind of like a half Tadasana. And then from here we could try just bending into the right knee and releasing up. Softening down and releasing up. Soften down and releasing up. Now try bringing that left foot to the left buttock. Let's send the left hand round to find it. Lift that right arm up. Squeeze the left glute forwards, the left hip forward, stretching up. And drawing down, we're going to lift that left knee again. Soften into the right leg, engage through the core. We're going to send that left foot out behind us. Try to keep it lifted. We could send the arms down. Aeroplane mode. I'm sure it's got a name, but I don't know what it is. And then lowering onto the ball of the left foot. Lift those arms up, softening back down. Extend the left arm out. And we are into Warrior Two. And we're going to start easing through the hips, so sending the left hip back, softening back down. Left hip back. Try to reframe your yoga in thinking that all movement comes through the hips. Really nice. So that left hip extended back behind you, reaching forward into your Trikonasana. We could try threading that left arm behind the back. You might be able to take a grip on the right thigh. You never know. And again, feel as though you're creating space between the left hip and the left hip bone. And we're going to come into our reverse Trikonasana, coming up and over. And then releasing back into Warrior Two, little Parsvakonasana. So reaching forward, right elbow, right knee, and then maybe send that left arm behind you again, easing down. Little option for those that wish, you could try sending that left hand down. Maybe, listen, onto a block. We love blocks. Props is good. And then lengthening through the right leg, back into your Trikonasana, and then back into your reverse Trikonasana. And then easing back into Warrior Two. I'm going to turn my hips to the front of the room in Warrior One. Now remember, you might need to move that right foot out a little bit to allow the left hip to come round. If that's putting too much strain on the lower leg, come onto the ball of the foot. But if you can, keeping that left leg down, easing in to your Warrior One. And we're going to send the hands behind us, dropping down onto the right thigh. Easing back up into Warrior One. Draw the hands behind you. Lengthen through the right leg and folding forwards over the right leg. Let those arms come up behind you. Easing back, Warrior One. And then, because at the end of the day, I am a vinyasa teacher, I've got a little vinyasa in here. I'm just going to put my block out of the way. Ball of the left foot, lifting up into the arms. Draw the hands down, frame the right foot, stepping back into plank. Lowering down onto the body. Lift those shoulders up and back, coming into your Cobra. Lowering back down. Press through the hands, maybe coming onto the knees. Easing back up into Downward Dog. Take a nice big breath in downward dog. And we're going to float the left leg into a three-legged downward dog. Left foot forward between the hands. Let's just come into a little standing splits if you wish, or stepping the right foot forward. We're all going to meet together at the front of the mat. Soften the knees. Halfway lift and hands come wherever works for you. We're trying to just get length through the spine, create that L shape. Soften the knees, use those glutes to push up. Hands down into your heart centre. So I'm just going to turn to the other side so I get to see you. You don't need to move. So opposite side of the mat. Lift those shoulders up, back and down, sending the arms up. Draw the hands to the heart centre, and we're going to float the right knee in line with the hip in our half Tadasana. And then gently soften into the left leg and lift. And soften and lift. And soften and lift. Bring that right knee against the left, foot to the buttock. Option to bring hand to foot. Easing that right hip forward. And then we're going to bring the right knee back up, softening back down, extending the right leg out behind you. Let's come into our little aeroplanes. And then lowering onto the ball of the right foot in our high lunge. Take a nice big inhale up, softening back down one more time. Big inhale up, softening down. Extend the right arm forward, draw the windmill back, and going into warrior two. Nice long arms. Again, let's just ease those hips off. So, sending that right hip back and coming forwards in your warrior two. And again, right hip back. Okay, we're going to come into Trikonasana. We're going to reach forward, bring that right arm down. Left arm down even, right arm up. Maybe option to thread that right hand across the back. You can take a bind, you might just be able to see my fingers, binding on my left thigh. And then reverse our Trikonasana. Easing back down, warrior two. Ready for your Parsvakonasana. So it's that movement forwards as you bring the left elbow down. Maybe thread that right hand behind you again. So you're kind of like rotating the chest towards the ceiling. An option to stay here or extend that left hand down to the ground or to a block. Or maybe not. And then easing that right hip back. Up we come, back into Trikonasana. And easing back up, warrior two. We're going to turn the hips to the front of the mat. And again, notice I will walk my left foot out, a little bit of space for that right hip to come round in my warrior one. And I'm going to create an aeroplane again. Hands behind me, easing the belly down towards the thigh. Drawing myself back up into warrior one. Ease the hips back, hands behind, and folding over the left leg. Let the head hang. Easing back up, warrior one. Come onto the ball of the right foot. I'm going to frame the left, stepping back into plank. Another little vinyasa. Down we come onto the mat. Hands under the shoulders, shoulders come up and back, easing into cobra. There's always the option for chaturanga if that's in your practice, but for today, I'm just guiding you into cobra. And then up onto the knees, tuck the toes, easing up into downward dog. I'm going to send my right foot up into a three-legged downward dog, bringing the right foot forward between the hands. Then option either to step forward on the left or take a little standing splits first. Draw that left foot down to meet the right. Soften the knees. Halfway lift. Lower the sit bones. Now really use your glutes to push up. And draw the hands down into your heart centre. I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to come down onto the mat. So come onto the balls of the feet. Try to grip the mat with your toes. I'm going to come down. If that's too much for the knees, come onto your bottom and we'll join you very shortly. A little bit of core work. And then I'm going to drop onto my bottom, stretch those legs out, and coming into Paschimottanasana. So toes are lifted, sit up nice and tall, lift the kneecaps, folding forwards. And you could try, put a little bend in your knees, see if you can bring the belly onto the thighs, and then taking a few big breaths here. And you might find, as you exhale, you can lengthen the legs without losing that connection between the body and the thighs. And you know what? It's a work in progress. As you can see, I have not doubled over completely, but maybe I will do one day. And then easing yourself up, we're going to come to a little Marikshasana. So draw that right foot up towards the body. Sit nice and tall. Feel as though you've eased yourself forward onto your sit bones. I'm going to reach up and fold forwards over the extended leg. Hands, they may come to knees, calves, ankles, feet. You may want to use a strap around the foot, whatever works. Try to squeeze that right thigh in towards the body, the right knee into the body. And breathe. And then easing yourself back up. I'm going to do the opposite side. Stretch the right leg out, draw the left leg up, sit nice and tall, reaching up, folding forwards, squeezing that left leg in towards the body, breathing through. And I can't say it enough, but the magic happens on the exhale. As the body releases, we often find there's a little bit more stretch, a little bit more movement, a little bit more engagement. And then easing yourself back. Stretch those legs out, going to be gentle. I'm just going to give you another little option. I quite like this one. So take a block and pop it between the legs. I'm going to bend my left knee. And remember, you've got various heights for the block. I'm just going to put it on a medium height. And I'm going to lift the right leg and just pop it over either side a few times. Keep that kneecap lifted, sitting up nice and tall. It's just options. Extend that left leg, draw the right foot up, and opposite side. A little strengthening work. And if you've got a lot of movement, you could try put that block on the highest level. Then we have to really engage and sit up nice and tall. All just options. Remember, yoga for all of us is a work in progress. Pop that to the side. I'm going to come back into seated in my Siddhasana. Lift those shoulders up, back and down. And just reaching out into fingertips, stretching up. Draw the hands to your heart centre. And again, big stretch up. Draw the hands down. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. So some nice little stretches that you may want to put together into your own flow, or you may just want to follow, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.